Hi there, and welcome to Champagne Marketing on a Beer Budget. My name is Patricia with a Y, and my why is supporting small town small business owners and unconventional professionals through what I call champagne marketing on a beer budget, which is my personal way of talking about marketing more for less without looking cheap. That's basically what champagne marketing on a beer budget boils down to. And if you are new here, I guess everybody is new here, all of my followers out there. I just recently started this YouTube channel with the intention of publishing every Tuesday and doing some great presentations I was hoping for small town, small business owners, and that just hasn't been working out. So I was talking with my coach yesterday, and we talked about how I feel a lot more comfortable when I'm doing a live than when I'm doing recorded presentations. And today the opportunity came up to talk about World Mental Health Day. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to come here and speak about Mental Health Day because it's a really important topic to me, and it can be relevant to small town, small business owners in both your operations and in your promotions. So we're going to start with the operations part, the fact that small business owners in general have a higher rate of depression and anxiety than those in the general public. Now, whether that is a causation thing or just a correlation, the fact is that as small town, small business owners, we should be aware of that and be aware of the self-care that is required to keep out of those potential obstacles that may be there. Now, I personally take a huge interest in mental health and in studying mental illness from a couple of different perspectives. So for those who don't know and who haven't watched through my champagne marketing on a video, champagne marketing on a beer budget video series that I have run over on Facebook. Part of my inspiration for champagne marketing came from my mother, and my mother suffered from schizophrenia. She was originally diagnosed with schizophrenia and then later in life re-diagnosed with manic depressive disorder, or bipolar disorder as it's called today. Now, just through that, you know that mental health and mental illness has gone through a great deal of change over the past 30 or 40 years. It has become more of a mainstream topic. Back when I was a kid growing up, there wasn't a whole lot of information on mental health and what it meant. And, here's the thing. Even if you aren't suffering from mental health issues and you haven't in the past, there are things in our life that can cause stress, and that can, in some case, mimic mental illness and can sometimes cause disruptions in our lives and our business. So that in itself is one reason why it is important to acknowledge Mental Health Awareness Day, whether you're doing it on a yearly basis or whether you are doing it in the day-to-day. Mental health and attention to mental health is important and relevant to small town, small business owners and unconventional professionals, because it is hard to be different. And just by the sole idea that you are a small town, small business owner makes you different from the general population. Being an employer instead of an employee makes you different from the general public. And there are stresses, we all know that there are stresses that are related to our professions and our passions. So that's, a reason why we should take note of Mental Health Awareness Day and why it is important and relevant to small town, small business. Now, from the promotion end of things, because I do like to be able to provide relevant information that you can use in order to market more for less without looking cheap. Now, this year, it is pretty much too late to take advantage, for lack of a better term. It's not a very good term, but it's the term, to take advantage of World Mental Health Day, because it does happen every year. It is a holiday, or an observance. It's more of an observance than a holiday that happens every year in order to draw attention to the importance of mental health. And it is important on the small town scale, because the fact of the matter is we have more limited access to mental health professionals, to support groups. It can be difficult on a local scale, even with the promise of anonymity of some of the support groups and self-help groups that are out there. It can still be difficult on a local scale to put yourself out there and to be vulnerable, especially if you have gotten used to being known as a leader within your community, which most small town, small business owners tend to be. It tends to go with the profession that over time, you become somewhat of a leader in your community, and that can make it difficult to reach out for help. And I want to encourage you, if you are having issues, that you do reach out, because the professionals are there. They may be more limited in supply than they would be if we were in a larger urban environment. But of course, we choose our small towns for a lot of different reasons. And the lack of mental health doesn't have to hold us back from seeking help. There's tons of resources out there. And even in small towns, you can find resources for help. Now, I'm really, really lucky in that I live in a town that recognizes the importance of mental health, the importance of mental health. I was privileged a few years ago to be able to go to a presentation on mental health in the workplace through our local business support network. And that really gave an opportunity to hear other leaders share their battles with mental health. And you will find that if you start to talk about it, that there are a lot of stories, a lot of survivor stories about people who have struggled with mental health, especially amongst business owners. Because as I mentioned in the beginning of this live stream, mental health disorders, or struggles with mental health, are more common amongst business owners than they are within the general population. So it's important for our business leaders to address that when it comes down to things. Now, I'm sorry, I jumped back to some of the reasons this should be important, but I did want to also touch on how you can use it in a promotional sense. Now, as I said earlier, it's probably a little too late to take advantage this year, unless you're watching this today on October 10th, 2020, and you have the chance to, go on your social media, create a quick graphic that acknowledges it. Simply doing that is a great way to acknowledge it and to get a conversation going amongst your followers, and to show your people, the people that follow you on social media, that this is an important topic to you. And you can even share some of the reasons why. If you have stories of your own that are related to the topic of mental health, for sure, take advantage of those and use them in your content creation for for your website and your social media. Now, the next thing you want to do is put it on your agenda, your calendar for next year, so that you can create more of a promotion around it and take advantage of it if this is a topic that is important and near and dear to your heart. If it isn't, you can definitely look up the days of topics that are near and dear to your heart, because you do want to make sure that any of type of observance or holiday that you glom onto is one that is truly heartfelt, because our customers can detect inauthenticity, and it shows. I don't know how it shows, but it does show when you are not actually engaged in the things that you are promoting. But charity and and taking advantage of the events that are already out there is one way that you can spike your PR, when you're taking advantage of these moments that are already being messaged out on that same day. So that's why using a day like Mental Health Day can be used in your promotions, and it can make your message a little bit more salient. And it's definitely a time that you can make it relevant, because, you know, everybody's talking, or, you know, not everybody, but a large number of people are talking, in this case, about World Mental Health Day. And if you have missed it this year and it is important to you, you can always put it on the agenda for next year. And some of the ideas that you can use for next year are, for example, collecting a list of the mental health resources in your community and sharing them on your website, in your newsletter, and through those various ways of messaging. It's a way to show your clients and customers that you care, and it's a way of providing them with a resource that is related to the day. And it is a way to, you know, just generate some goodwill. It is not necessarily about sales, but increasing those conversations out there. And as I said, showing your clients you care and what you care about. That's a way to help build engagement and to help build conversations, relationships, trust, all those things that we are after as small business owners. And one of the ways that we can stand out, we can see that a lot of the larger business entities are using these days to their advantage. They are making posts on their corporate media outlets with, you know, World Mental Health Day. And it really doesn't take long to put together a graphic. I mean, if that's the least that you could do, then that is at least something. But if you want to put some more time into it, you can really help generate conversations and really show yourself to be a leader in your small town. And if you happen to be someone who can help with mental health in some way, then you can use it as an opportunity to introduce those ideas to your target market on days like this. But you do want to be subtle about it, because you don't want to seem too predatory when it comes to your promotions. You definitely want to have them come from a space of understanding, to have them come from a space of caring, and not just that predatory nature of it. It can seem a little that way, and you do want to avoid that, but there's ways of doing that and still to take advantage of those things. For example, if you were a crystal shop, you might want to showcase some of those crystals that are known to address things like anxiety, depression, those sorts of things that might be of relevance on World Mental Health Day. If you were let's see, what other kind of business might have something to do with mental health that you can showcase your particular expertise? Oh, essential oils. That might be another area where you talk about the aromatherapy functions of that particular product. Again, you don't want to make it too salesy, but you can definitely provide information that helps your target market that is related to a day like this. And of course, World Mental Health Day is just one day among all of them, because each day of the year tends to have a holiday or an observance that you can relate to. So these are opportunities that come up throughout the year. Today just happens to be World Mental Health Day, but certainly there are ideas that you can put into use in your business almost any day of the year. So that is my topic for today. I wanted to come on here and acknowledge that it is Mental Health Day, and mental health is really, really important to small town, small businesses, and that it is also a way that you can further your promotions within your community and help to spread this message that it is okay to care about your mental health. It is not a sign of weakness if you do need help in this area. And it's really common amongst small business owners. So we want to be aware of that within ourselves and within our group around us, because, as caring individuals, we want to keep an eye out for our friends and family members. And if you do have the opportunity to take a first aid mental health course, it is by far one of the best investments that you can make in your business to help you, to help your employees, to help your clients. Having this knowledge has really been of benefit for me personally. I took a course, let's see, it was probably about 4-ish years ago, First Aid Mental Health. And that is a program that is likely available within your community or nearby that you can take to help within your community. Because as we raise awareness for the importance of mental health and the importance of addressing it, we create stronger communities and we create stronger networks of resilience. And especially in this year where we have been so stressed, and I have read different articles and opinions that depression is on the rise with the pandemic, with all the stresses related to it, and certainly financial issues, emotional issues, being around people that, though you may love them, do get a little grating after when you're in 24/7 presence. And so these challenges are ones that we are facing in addition to the regular challenges that small town, small business owners and unconventional professionals face on the day-to-day basis in regular so-called years. So this year, as much as any year, or maybe more importantly than ever any year before, looking at the history of Mental Health Day. It first began being celebrated or observed in 1992, and we've certainly come a long way since then in awareness of the importance of mental health within our communities, and we certainly are more aware of the statistics and how impactful it can be if we can help more people within our communities to become aware of the services that are available to help us work our way towards mental health, that these things will only help to benefit our businesses, our communities, and the lives of those around us. So those are my thoughts on World Mental Health Day. I will be working on getting to a regularly scheduled regularly scheduled program with these YouTube videos. But I did want to take this opportunity to do this live and to bring you this information and to hopefully help you when it comes to yeah, this information. I'm not even making any sense anymore. I am going to log off for today, but I would love to hear your thoughts, opinions, and, give me some ideas for topics that you would like to see covered here at Champagne Marketing on a beer budget. And I will be getting back to some regularly scheduled videos very, very soon. Very, very soon. I'm working on it. Until next time, have an amazing rest of the day. Oh, yeah, and don't forget to subscribe and like. I'm supposed to say that with every video, but sometimes I forget, and I did just forget. But if you are still here, I would love to have you subscribe to this video and hit that little notification bell so that you will know the next time I go live or the next time I upload a video. If you are, of course, enamored by this topic of champagne marketing on a beer budget for small town, small business owners and unconventional professionals. Until next time, have an amazing rest of the day.